Welcome to King Says So, a channel that advocates for one Africa, one land, one Africa, one language, one Africa, one currency, one Africa, one army. I wish to witness Africans all around the world united as one in our lifetime. Enjoy.
Karibu, jambo, mimi na King, nina furaha kukutana na wewe. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy King053, Mr. Easy Imale Nengi, and we're back at it again with another one. This time around, I just want to touch quickly on the response from the President of South Africa and the President of the ANC on the Moon Pact shot, or what you call your multi-party charter that was formed this past Tuesday, and the national spokesperson also responded to this. So we're going to be watching some clips, and I'm going to be telling you my thoughts also. I've got a gut feeling about the ANC also making reaching that 50+1% on the national elections 2024. I'm going to give you a reason why I think the ANC might just make it, if it is possible that they make it. All of us are predicting doomsday for the ANC. We're predicting that the ANC will be below 48%. I predicted somewhere around 45%. But if I look at the facts carefully and I look at the interest of everyone, I can see an ANC that can win. Now, be patient with me. I'm going to give you my reasons. But before we do that, let's listen to what President Cyril Ramaphosa said about this moonshot National Party charter.
The gathering together of parties that want to, as they say, unseat the ANC is a sideshow to us. They're entitled to hold conferences, to do whatever. They will never be able to amass the support that the ANC has. This is solid support right across the country. There's no organization that has as much reach to the people of South Africa as the ANC has. And that is why we are confident in saying we are working for victory. So this issue of a defeatist approach that we are going to be in coalition is far, far, far off our thinking.
Now, what is very interesting to me is that President Cyril Ramaphosa just dismisses these 7 parties as a sideshow. Says what is happening is just a sideshow. Leave those people alone. They are free to do whatever they want to do, but they're not going to impact us because no party in South Africa has got the same reach as the ANC throughout the country. And I have to agree with that. When we talk about reach, the ANC actually has got a broader reach than all the parties. The reason for that is because the ANC in most departments have got cadres that are deployed in those departments, so they can use the departments' programs, as you might say, to go for outreach and manifestos in the banner of the department, if you know what I'm saying. So, for example, if you have a Department of Education, the MEC there might go somewhere in the same province to go and promote, maybe build pit toilets. Destroy pit toilets and build flushing toilets, and then use that in the name of the ANC. So the ANC, because of the departments and the cadres that are in the departments, have got a broader reach in terms of going to the people where other parties will need funding, and other parties will need just a lot of logistics just to get to those people, where the ANC can easily get there just by sending their cadres, and the budget is not the same. You must remember the budget is not the same. And he also says he is aiming for victory. Well, for me, it's true. Why should the ANC aim for anything less than victory? Ladies and gentlemen, 50% is not an unrealistic goal for the ANC. We agree that if the ANC can fix the ESCOM issue, which is the main issue. The other issues are almost negotiable. Issues like crime. I see crime. The stats came out now saying that the crime has went down. Do not believe that. It's an ANC tactic. Do not believe next year when they tell you crime has went down. Do not believe them when they say unemployment has went down. There's no such thing. But it's those statistics that they will be using, going out for manifestos saying we have created more jobs, we have done 1, 2, 3. So be careful of that. Now let's listen to the national spokesperson Mahlengi Mbengu. Mahlengi Mbengu. She's a lady that I like, very well articulated. I like how she speaks. I like the confidence that she's speaking with. So let's just listen to what she says compared to what Cyril Ramaphosa said.
Just comment on the ongoing Moonshot Pact gathering that is taking place in Gauteng. A number of opposition political parties are discussing how to unseat the ANC. What is your view on the Moonshot Pact gathering in Gauteng?
Interestingly, this morning I read a piece that is attributed to the leader of opposition, Steenhuisen, saying that they're happy to have the coalition talks with the ANC and to drop that given the momentum they seem to be gathering or are said to be gathering around the moonshot. I do want to say on behalf of the ANC, we have no such talks with the DA. And so we do think that they can proceed with the work they're doing, but not at the expense of the African National Congress. Secondly, we have been on record as the ANC to say we are fighting this election as the African National Congress. We're going for a win, and that we are not ruling out principled coalition talks. And we still stand by that perspective, which is outlined in our coalition's framework. But as for the DA, we have no such a negotiation that is currently taking place with them.
So there's no grand coalition? No grand coalition?
There is no grand coalition. Parties have been meeting under the stewardship of the Deputy President of the country, Paul Mashatile, to look at what are the best ways of legislating coalitions in the best interest of democracy and in the best interest of serving the needs of the people of South Africa. But to suggest that we have talks with the DA at this point is really, really too preemptive and using the name of the ANC in an arrangement that those parties that are part of the pact should be their own arrangement. We're not involved with that.
Now, one thing that I found very interesting in what Miss Mbengu said, Mahlengi Mbengu, or Mhlengi Mbengu, she said she does not rule out any collusion talks, any principal collusion talks, meaning that they are open to speak to anyone. But at the current moment, the Deputy President, Paul Mashatile, is the one who's heading that assignment, going out, speaking to other parties for in case they reach that, they don't reach that 50% threshold that they must reach. Now, let me get into this and listen to me very carefully, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to play you a video from Kim Hiller that will show you guys what do I mean when I say it is not in the best interest for white monopoly capitalists for the ANC led by Cyril Ramaphosa to lose this election. It is not in their interest. It is not in their interest for the DA to rule. It is not in their interest, especially for the EFF to rule this country. So I see white monopoly capitalists backing the ANC in the background, because your Rupert and your all your white monopoly powerhouses, they actually the ones that are running this country. Me and you might be ignorant to that fact, but there's people that sit down and make rules and give commands and give instruction to politicians because of the amount of funding that they give. Let's play just this one clip, then we come back, then I'll tell you guys more.
What do you mean by that?
We did a very interesting analysis because we actually are quite empathetic to President Ramaphosa, because we say he was never really a leader. Actually, he was a media creation. And I mean, I've certainly later in the book compared him to a true leader like Winnie Mandela, who was made by the people, not manufactured by business or media. So we say, here is a man who was never an A-grader, who did very little as a deputy president, who created this myth of a messiah. And what we're seeing now is that his own supporters are going through what we call the 7 stages of grief. They're realizing that this is no messiah. They're denying it. They're going through anger. They're going through all the phases of grief as identified by a Swiss psychiatrist, Dr. Kubler-Ross. And so we're saying that they see the truth. They see it, but they don't want to see it. But the truth is that this man is not serving the ANC interests. Perhaps he's actually responsible for the final nail in the coffin of the ANC. He is not serving ordinary people. And it's too ghastly for people to see. I mean, investors have invested billions in this man. They don't want to face the truth.
No one can destroy the ANC except the ANC. Is this what we're seeing happen at Zondo?
I think so, and that's a very good starting point, because we have to ask today, who is the ANC and in whose interests is this party serving? Because it seems to bear no resemblance to the once upon a time Liberation Party that it was. And my book is about revealing uncomfortable truths. So I ask, in whose interests is this party serving today? And particularly in this new dawn, I believe that it's serving white interests, and that is very apparent.
Now, the takeaway thing on that clip I just played you is that President Cyril Ramaphosa was not really a leader, but he was manufactured not only by white media, but also by white monopoly capitalists. They manufactured him from before 1994. He was pre-selected to supersede after Mbeki and Nelson Mandela. Jacob Zuma spoiled that party for them. But at the end, they managed to X out Jacob Zuma and bring in Cyril Ramaphosa. And you and I cannot sit here and say Cyril Ramaphosa have been serving in the interest of African people. There is no single thing that you can point out and say, listen, this person has served he has served us Africans better than all the other presidents. An honest ANC person will tell you that this is the worst president that we have. This is the worst than Jacob Zuma, But when it comes to winning elections, I believe that Cyril Ramaphosa can win these elections because of the backing of white monopoly capitalists, the world at large, the Western and Eastern powers will be backing Cyril Ramaphosa, ladies and gentlemen. It is not in their interest for EFF to go anywhere close to the powers of government. Nowhere close. So there is an option of a rigged election. It is possible, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to rule that out because in South Africa we have in all the elections that we have never questioned the results. We've always when the IEC, it's always given us credible results, if I can say so myself. So, but this time around, it is a very critical time where the white monopoly capitalists, those who want to exit, who want to take all their money and as much minerals as they can out of South Africa, they still need more time. So that time, they can only get it through Cyril Ramaphosa. Hell will break loose should the EFF be in collusion with the ANC. The white powers don't want it. That is why they tried to tell the DA that, listen, if you guys don't win the elections, then we're going to give the powers back to the ANC. They're telling them, we're going to back the ANC. That is why the DA is panicking like this. The DA knows if they don't do something about the 2024 elections, There's something like the Moon Pact, short of 7 parties backing the DA in this what do you call multi-party charter. If the DA does not do that, it's going to find itself in a situation where the ANC is going to regain power. And the ANC is, I'm telling you guys, forget about this thing. Hey, guys, since when do we trust politicians? Since when do we think that the ANC will allow a fair elections where they hit under 49%, 50%? Since when? Who's fooling us? Who's fooling us, ladies and gentlemen? The only elections where I see the EFF winning is the elections after this, meaning 5 years later, 2020, what is it, 2029? 2029, the EFF can win the elections, and President Julius Malema can be the president. 2024, I'm in doubt. I would like to, but I'm in doubt. You guys tell me in the comment section, what do you think? Do you think I'm just talking out of my ass? Do you think I'm making sense, or what is going on? Do you think the elections next year will be free and fair? Do you honestly think that the ANC, with the power that it carries, the corruption that we have in our government, in all the institutions, Auditor General is corrupt, all the institutions in South Africa have got an element of corruption somewhere, somehow. Do you think that we can run a free and fair, credible elections like the past elections we've been having? It's just a question. It's just a question, ladies and gentlemen. Until we meet next time, don't forget to pray and just know that your king, your boy King 053, Mr. Easy Money Nengi Nengi, salutes you.
Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed the content, leave your thoughts on the comment section and hit the like and subscribe button, and we will meet on the next one.